Hello and welcome to Fill the Gap. Today we're going to talk about social media, something we're all facing. It's an addiction to social media. Okay, so let's get started. And before I get started, I want to ask you some questions and just answer these questions truthfully in your mind. Do you check social media first thing in the morning and last thing before you go to sleep? Do you check social media while driving or when you're stuck in the traffic signal? Do you feel irritated when the internet is down or when the internet is slow? Do you get scared or anxious when you forget your phone at home and go to the supermarket or go for a walk? Do you feel that you are more comfortable texting than calling someone or meeting someone in person? If you answered yes to all of these questions, then yes, I'm sorry to tell you, but you are also a social media addict. As soon as you wake up, you turn off your alarm on your phone and start your very first session of mindless scrolling. The urge to refresh Instagram or open WhatsApp has become a reflexive behavior. I wonder, when did social media become mandatory? It slowly crept into our daily existence, using our fears, and is now conditioning what we see and read, thereby affecting our future. This untamed tangle of apps, notifications, emails, and photos is etching away our natural ability to focus on one task at a time. With 10 tabs open at a time, we are multitasking and putting our brains into hyperdrive. It is manipulating our moods and also our sleep-wake cycles. The uneasiness and feeling of alienation when you forget your phone at home is the best example of how the giant techs have pulled us so insistently into this cave of distraction. Vibrant videos of brand collaborations and promotions are hammered unconsciously into our minds. Edited photographs of models and actors set unrealistic expectations, leaving us drowning in doubts about our own bodies. Every influencer has carefully sanitized the word they spoke on the internet. If only people spoke those same words and thought the same way as they project to be on the internet, the world would be a better place to live in. Every life event, milestone, holiday celebration is usually followed by a mandatory photograph that was professionally taken and edited perfectly. Followers everywhere, but not a single friend to meet. Let me ask you a question. How well do you know your neighbors? How often do you call your cousins? Again, not texts. How many people call you on your birthday? Again, don't count the text messages. Think about it. The question you need to ask yourself is, am I controlling the role technology is allowed to play in my life, or is it vice versa? First is multitasking. You have multiple tabs open on your web browser and you switch between tabs every now and then, even sometimes within minutes or seconds. So our brain needs to refamiliarize itself every time you switch between tasks. It doesn't even have to be tabs on your web browser. It could be apps, from Facebook app to Instagram app to YouTube to TikTok and Twitter and so on. So every time you switch, your brain needs to refamiliarize itself and put its focus for the tab or the app at hand. Now this is not good, because you're not able to focus. You're losing your ability to focus, and this is something we are losing as a generation. We are losing this in this world right now. And as social media causes anxiety, there's information overload. Our mind doesn't have enough space to think properly, to think clearly. So this overwhelming feeling can make you procrastinate your task at hand. For example, since this is a study channel for students, when you are opening your Instagram or YouTube and watching all these content and then sitting to study, you feel overwhelmed already. You feel like the day is already over, or there's so much that I can't concentrate on what is there on my book. And your book might seem even very boring because it doesn't have any pictures or the animations or the colorful things that you see on the media. So you end up closing your book and just going back to scrolling. Third thing is multiple tasks at a time, or these overwhelming load of information means more mistakes. You will tend to make more mistakes when you do multiple things at a time. Fourth is it kills creativity. When your mind is filled, you don't have the space to come up with ideas or for brainstorming or coming up with solutions. You're already filled with so many things, so many images, videos, so many things, thoughts going through your mind already. It feels like nothing fresh can come out of your brain. Next is FOMO, fear of missing out. You have this feeling, constant feeling that if you're not using social media, you're not up to date and you're not on track with everything, and you'll miss out on all the fun and all the latest things that is happening. No, there's nothing like that. Even if you take a 6-month social media break, no one's gonna know. You come back, you can catch up. Next is comparison. You feel like everyone is living a happy life except you. The need to see what your friends are up to, or even what your enemies are up to, and to take a sneak peek of their lives and their relationships is your daily chores. This is not good. This is not doing any good to you. You're just wasting your time. Next is social media disrupts sleep and affects our moods. Now, this is especially important for students because you know how important sleep is for studying, for our memory, our cognitive power. So if social media is affecting your sleep, then you need to be mindful of its usage. Next is about its moods. You will have mood swings when you use too much of social media. This can also affect your ability to study or to sit to study. If you're in a bad mood, you will not be able to study. Next is it is as addictive as cocaine or alcohol or smoking. When a person gets a notification, the brain receives a rush of dopamine and sends it along the reward pathways, causing the individual to feel pleasure. So, social media provides an endless amount of immediate rewards in the form of attention from others for relatively minimal effort. Next is eye strain. Not only social media causes eye strain or dryness, it can also lead to retina damage and blurred vision in the future. The only method or the solution for this is the 20-20-20 rule. So every time you look at the screen for 20 minutes, you should look at an object that is 20 feet away from you for about 20 seconds. So these are all the problems. Now, we all know all these problems. We are still addicts. So what can we do? First, you can have a no media weekends. You can dedicate your Saturdays and Sundays to no media. No WhatsApp, no Facebook, no Instagram, nothing. Make your phone look boring. That is, make your screen look boring. Change the color to black and white. So when you're looking at your phone, when you take out your phone and see a black and white screen, you're more likely to put it back down. But when you have a colored screen, your brain likes it, and there are more chances that you will sit through and start your scrolling. Next is, if you are a content creator like me, I'm a content creator, how will you manage this? You need to create more and consume less. You need to spend more time creating and less time consuming the content. You need to do all the hard work and the effort that goes into preparing a content, but don't spend too much time posting it. Posting it takes hardly half an hour. So that's the only amount of time you should be spending on social media. Next is to leave your phone behind. Leave your phone purposefully behind at your home when you go out for a walk, or you take your pet for a walk, or you go to the grocery store. leave it. There's really not going to be an emergency. You will not need your phone. Speak on the phone instead of texting. Now, it's really hard for some people to call others. Like, they just prefer to text. It's understandable, they're probably private people, but you need that social connections. Our human brain is wired in such a way that we need social interactions and connections. And even if you don't meet a person, at least talk to them on the phone. It sends a different energy when you hear a person's voice instead of text. Last one is using apps like Rescue Time, and there's so many other apps actually available to track your internet usage. When you track your internet usage, you will be very mindful of its consumption. When you track how many times you unlock your phone, you'll be shocked. If you are crossing more than 2 hours per day on your phone usage, anything other than your work, if you're using it for your work, for example, I need WhatsApp for my work, I use it for my work, but I know when I'm not using it for my work. So you need to be mindful of your consumption. I have deleted all the apps from my phone. Instagram, Facebook, all these are not on my phone. So I have come to this realization about social media usage, and I had to take that step. It worked for me, and if I want to check Instagram, I just log into my web browser, check it, and web browser, it's really boring, to be very honest, to check anything on that. We can't take our laptop everywhere. We don't walk around with our laptops, right? So that makes a difference. I cannot tell you the amount of time that I've retrieved. And this takes time, this reduction of social media usage. It takes time, it takes effort, you need to be mindful of this. You need to set your intention. This is my intention. I will use my social media only for this particular time. And that's it. Just stick to it. Thank you for watching. So see you next time. If you really like this video, do give a thumbs up and do subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you.